Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I definitely had to share this with you. This video is circulating. This woman on the left is the nurse, okay? They have posted her picture. Her name is LaCrista Vaughn. On the right is a black woman who was in labor at the Dallas Regional Medical Hospital in Mesquite, Texas. And there she is on the right, the nurse, ignoring her for 30 minutes. She actually ended up giving birth. I believe while she was in that room, it says she gave birth 12 minutes later. It says this woman had her in the waiting area for more than 30 minutes and her delivery was awful. She was asking her all of these questions that you would assume is already in the system, but more than anything, she wasn't helping her, and she showed absolutely no compassion for this woman in agony giving birth. Giving birth, we know, is very serious. A lot of women pass away, and we know, well, everybody knows how painful it is. Even if you haven't given birth, you know, your bones splitting apart and everything like that, the pain down there. So look at this, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you some video responses from doctors who have seen this video. Okay. Also, it says right here, this is why birth advocates go hard. Okay, this is why we go hard for what we do. This is senseless. The lack of care, compassion, and humanity towards her is absurd. Absurd. This nurse needs to be fired and a lawsuit should be filed. Please read reviews of this hospital and seek, facilities that value you and your baby. We need our own spaces. Okay, so let's just get into it.
Right now.
Is your due date 11?
What?
How many times have you been pregnant?
3.
This is your third pregnancy?
Yes.
You have 2 babies
It's
at
in
home?
my ass.
You have 2 babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the black ones? Her due
I
date
just
is the
said it
10th.
was the 10th.
Her due date's the 10th.
She got 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home.
And I'm like, why does it matter how many babies she has? She asked her, is this your first pregnancy or something like that? I'm like, girl, she's in labor. She's in the middle of labor screaming, help her. You know, I don't know if the rooms are filled, what's going on, if they could get her in a room or something, but she's very nonchalant towards her. She really just doesn't care.
I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors.
Okay, she was talking to her. I guess she didn't want her to go to this hospital, but this is the hospital that she chose, saying you'll listen next time and now come here. So, of course, a lot of black women are saying it's medical racism, and that woman, she might be a racist. And we have heard about, well, as black women being neglected, medical racism. Now, I'll personally say for me, I've had doctors who are not black, who were great doctors. We're not all being murdered by doctors and stuff. We have plenty of doctors that are good doctors towards us. But you also have a number who aren't good doctors and who don't have compassion, and people who are in positions of power who could care less about you. This is a real thing. So I want to show you a video of this same nurse that someone showed her her whole attitude towards a different patient at this hospital before.
Going back in the building, man. We got it.
I'm gonna wait right here with my boyfriend.
All right.
You can go ahead and turn your phone off too, please.
I can record. I'm in a public place.
That's fine. That's fine. All right.
Yeah, look at the treatment.
Now, this is the same lady, that red-haired lady. That is the same lady. Her name is LaCrista Vaughn, from the video that's floating around now that has been going viral of that African-American lady that was at Dallas Regional Medical Center that was in active labor. This is that same nurse. This video is from 2023, and the person went to the hospital to get medical attention because they were having seizures. The girlfriend decided to pull out the phone because she did not like the way that her boyfriend was being treated. And lo and behold, as you can see in the video, that rare hair bitch, her name is LaCrystal Vaughn. If you look at the video, look at her face. Somebody took a screenshot of this video, and when I tell you the lady is truly evil, she is truly evil. Now, like I said, this video is from 2023. So Miss LaCrystal, she been doing this for a while. Dallas Regional Medical Center has been under scrutiny for quite some time now. So this is nothing new. This is actually sad and sickening, bro.
Texas hospital ignores black woman in active labor minutes before she gives birth.
When's your due date?
Right now.
Is your due date 11? What? How many times have you been pregnant?
3.
This is your 3rd pregnancy?
I'm like, who gives a damn if this is the 3rd pregnancy? Get her a doctor. She's in the middle of labor.
You have 2 babies
It's
at
in
home?
my ass.
You have 2 babies at home?
My daughter went into active labor at home. We took her to the hospital. She called ahead of time, so we know they are expecting us.
But when they arrived, no one rushed to take her in.
Ma'am,
Yes.
are you able to call the anesthesiologist?
Someone is coming to take you to labor and delivery.
That's not what I asked.
When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your should have changed doctors.
I want to give an update to this story out of Texas of the woman who was giving birth and seemingly being ignored by the nurse there entering the information. And we've got some more video, actually. I'll show you that in a second. According to the mother of the woman, she was supposed to be induced that day. And so they called that morning and they didn't have a bed. So they told her, hey, we'll call you when we have a bed. Well, apparently that never happened. And then her water broke. And so they call and say, hey, my water broke. We need to get in there now. So they head up to the hospital. When they arrive at the hospital, they arrive at the ER section of the hospital, apparently. And the nurses there said, no, you can't come here. This is only for ambulances. So they made her go around the front. The mother comes in to say, hey, my daughter's in labor. We need to get her in now. She's in the car. And apparently nobody helped her. The mother alleges that she was told to go get her own wheelchair. Yes. And the only person to help them was the officer who was in the ER. The only person to go out and get the woman out of the car was the officer. Now, keep in mind, they were expecting this woman. She was scheduled to be induced. So they should have already had all this information. They should have already known all that. It doesn't matter, because a lot of you are messaging me saying this nurse was only doing her job. I do not care. At some point, we got to have some sort of common sense. And speaking of that nurse, there's another video of a separate situation. Watch her attitude in this video.
Going back in the building, man. We got him.
I'm gonna wait right here with my boyfriend.
All right.
You can go ahead and turn your phone off too, please.
I can record. I'm in a public place.
Recording everything that you're doing.
That's fine. That's fine. All right.
Yeah, look at the treatment.
This is a failure on all levels. I get the nurse was probably doing her job. The attitude was poor. I understand, y'all. I get what you're trying to say. The system's broken. It's not necessarily her, but I don't care. She is a nurse. She is a nurse. It was obvious that woman needed medical attention immediately. If she would have rolled in on a ambulance, on a gurney, y'all wouldn't have done that. Y'all don't do it for people unconscious. Y'all don't do it for people who needs a doctor rolling in on an ambulance. So why are we doing it to this woman? There's a reason why people are filming this hospital. Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. So he said that the mother said that she told her to get her own wheelchair, and she's having contractions all on her body, her private area, giving birth. So this woman doesn't have much compassion Okay, and many people will say this woman is a racist. I don't know if she treats everyone like that who comes up in there, but this is horrible. Absolutely horrible. And she's being put on, you know what, blast for what she did. And a lot of people are saying that they hope that the woman sues the hospital for, I guess you could say, neglect and other things like that. So let me show you some video clips more about this and responses from doctors.
The video I just watched is absolutely horrifying. There is footage circulating on social media right now of a young black pregnant mother in active labor arriving to an emergency department, and instead of receiving urgent, compassionate care, the triage nurse appears to be more focused on completing paperwork than focusing on the human life right in front of her. It appears she doesn't visibly check her, no fetal monitoring, no stabilization, instead forms in a mother that is in active labor. This is a medical emergency, and in that moment, she appears to be completely ignored. No empathy, no humanity, just cold, and that is completely unacceptable. My heart goes out to that mother. I hope with all my being that she and her baby are okay, because we as healthcare workers, we should be the ones that embody light, hope, compassion, humanity. But in this case, all of that was missing. And here's the hard truth. This is not an isolated incident. Black women in the United States are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. 3 times. If you saw that video and if what you witnessed is an obvious display of discrimination and you felt your blood boil, you are not alone, because I am fired up too. Because this is entirely preventable. And as caregivers and as healers, we must demand better from ourselves and from our system. And to that young mother, I truly hope you're okay. I hope someone stepped in. I hope you were heard, and I hope you were seen. To my fellow healthcare workers, we need to do better. We must show up. We must listen. We must take action, because every mother deserves dignity. Every baby deserves life, and every patient deserves humanity.
I'm well aware that what I'm about to say could get me in a lot of trouble, but I think it's important enough to say. I'm a labor and delivery nurse, and I treat my Black patients differently. I've seen nurses, especially labor and delivery nurses, online saying things like, "I'm colorblind, I don't treat my patients any differently," meaning that they don't treat their Black patients worse than they treat their white patients. And here's why it's not enough to be a colorblind nurse in 2023. Because I know that in my specialty, labor and delivery, Black women are more likely than any other race to be harmed in pregnancy, childbirth, and beyond. The US is the worst place to have a baby if you're Black in the developed world. Why is this not happening anywhere else? Systemic racism. If you don't believe me, just Google James Marion Sims. So not only are Black women not believed about their pain, not believed about their symptoms, but also they may put off getting something checked out because they don't trust medical providers for good reason. So here's how I treat my Black patients differently. Number 1, I don't expect them to inherently trust me because I'm wearing scrubs and a badge, and I don't get offended if they don't. Many Black women are coming in to have a baby already having experiences of not being listened to. And until I'm able to prove to them that I'm someone that can be trusted, they shouldn't trust me. More than my white patients, I emphasize the fact that I will always believe them. Yes, my white patients know also that I will believe them, but I really, really drive it home that I promise you that I'm going to believe everything that you say. I include every single person in the room who is supporting this patient in a conversation about preeclampsia, even if they don't have it. Because preeclampsia is one of the leading causes of maternal mortality in the United States. And preeclampsia can happen even after you've had your baby. I tell them about the symptoms, and I also tell the support people that if you hear her saying any of these things, make sure that she gets seen. And if when she gets seen, you don't feel like she's being listened to, go somewhere else. I let them know that I'm here to be their birth bouncer. And I'm not going to let anyone do anything to them, only for them and their baby with their permission. I can neither confirm nor deny whether I have slapped a provider's hand away when the patient said no. I don't know anything about that. I have no hard data to back this up, but I have a hypothesis that Black women are not being repositioned in labor as much as white women. So my patients know, and I will say this, that I'm going to turn you like a rotisserie chicken, because movement is gold in labor, especially after you have an epidural. If when we have a baby, I don't like the amount of bleeding that I'm seeing, I am early talking to that provider about, hey, what do you think about maybe giving a little bit of Cytotec? What do you think about putting in a Jada? Because postpartum hemorrhage is the leading cause of maternal death. I will always use whatever privilege I have to make sure that my patients are heard. That's why it's so important to treat your Black patients differently. And if you're a colorblind nurse, you're part of the problem.
Fuck! When's your due date?
Whatever you're doing right now, I need you to stop and watch this video.
Fuck! When's your due date?
Right now.
So you don't have to be an OBGYN. You don't have to have any medical knowledge to know that this woman is in distress.
Is your due date 11?
For those primal screams, not to invoke an ounce of humanity. Think about that.
What? How many times have you been pregnant?
Seriously, who gives a fuck? A baby's coming.
3.
This is your third pregnancy?
Yes!
You have 2 babies
It's
at
in
home?
my ass.
Third baby, it's in my ass, means she's going to have a baby on the floor unless she gets that woman to a room now.
You have 2 babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor.
Let's talk about this Dallas video because it's not just bad behavior, it's dangerous, it's discriminatory, and it's why Black women in this country keep dying. The young woman's in active labor, and clinically we all know that priorities shift. Intake stops, and your eyes should be on that mom and the baby. But instead, we're watching a nurse sit there asking frivolous questions while a Black woman is clearly in distress, progressing, and not treated with the urgency and dignity that she deserves. It's not just rude, it's dangerous. It's egregious, and it's actually disgusting medical care. And I need y'all to understand something, that as a Black OBGYN, this is not an isolated incident. This is a culture. And this is what happens when a healthcare system that is not designed for anyone outside the majority, this is how it affects and shapes the legacy and how Black women are treated in real time. This is our maternal mortality numbers. This is how Black women end up ignored, undiagnosed, untreated, and unprotected. It's a bias, it's systematic, and it's behavior like this that gets passed down, normalized, excused. This is a culture problem in Dallas, Texas probably as a whole. And a culture doesn't change with a press release. It changes with accountability, retraining, leadership, consequences, and a refusal to let people like this touch patients. So, in closing, Black women deserve urgency, compassion, and clinical excellence. This ain't it. What we saw was unacceptable, and it's time that the healthcare system finally stops pretending that this doesn't happen. You need to do better.
I'm watching this clip of a Black mother, and I will show you this, in active labor at Dallas Regional Medical Hospital in Mesquite, Texas, and my stomach is in knots. She is screaming, she can't sit, she's doubled over in pain. Anyone with eyes can see she is in active labor, and instead of being taken straight to labor and delivery, she is stuck in that waiting room for over 30 minutes while someone registers her like she's checking in for a dental appointment. So here's the clip.
When's your due date?
Right now.
Is your due date 11? What? How many times have you been pregnant?
3.
This is your third pregnancy?
Yes!
You have 2 babies
It's
at
in
home?
my ass.
You have 2 babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this, or just the Black ones?
Everyone's the first another patient for you. Last name is Jones. She's G3P2. Not sure when her due date is.
Her due date
You
is the
said it
10th.
was the 10th.
I think her due date's the 10th.
She got 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home. I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors. everybody saying how they treat people here.
And the healthcare professional sitting right there doesn't acknowledge her pain at all. No urgency, no assistance, no call to labor and delivery, nothing. 12 minutes later, she delivered her baby. 12 minutes. So that tells you everything and exactly how close she was when she was left out there in agony. People love to pretend medical racism is some historical artifact, but this is exactly what it looks like today. This is how Black mothers die. Our pain is dismissed, our symptoms are minimized, care is delayed until it's almost too late, and then everyone acts shocked at the maternal mortality statistics. There is absolutely no universe where this is acceptable patient care. Active labor at that stage is an emergency. She should have been immediately transferred to labor and delivery, full stop. And if this is how she was treated before delivery, imagine how she may have been treated postpartum. And that is truly what scares me. I hope that this young lady and her baby are safe, but this cannot keep happening. Black mothers deserve better, and the system knows it. It is long past time to root this out entirely.
I just watched a video of a Black woman basically in full-on labor, trying to be admitted into the hospital. And the hospital worker, and this is a Dallas hospital, white lady, there's no urgency. She acts like she's checking somebody in for their fucking yearly checkup, while this woman is screaming in pain, obviously in full-on labor. Black women are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth or from complications from childbirth. Black women are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth or from complications from childbirth. Studies still show that like half of white medical students still believe the myth that Black people feel pain differently or have thicker skin or less nerve endings. So please take today and cuss out a racist nurse if you can. We all know some, don't we?
Dallas Regional Medical Hospital out of Mesquite, Texas, has a lot to account for, namely with the labor and delivery nurse, LaChrista Vaughn, who sat there as she listened to a Black woman wailing in intense labor pain. The woman gave birth to her son 12 minutes later while she was sitting there being ignored. I'm assuming it was her mother who, by the grace of God, had the calmness that I don't know. Like I said, by the grace of God, I do know because that's what it had to be. As she asked her, do you treat all of your patients this way, or is it just the Black women? I wanted to say thank you, because these are the type of reasons that the numbers for Black women losing babies during labor and delivery is so much higher than other races. It's that they think that our pain levels either are non-existent or so astronomically higher than other races of women that we can just take it. And if we do need some pain medication, we got to be motherfucking drug addicts, because you can't be in pain because you're literally pushing an entire human being out of your body. I'm so glad that she had a voice there for her. I'm so glad that she had somebody recording for her, and I'm hoping that she actually gave birth to a healthy son, because I think that's what she had, a boy 12 minutes later. To know that she was just that close, to know that nurse, LaChrista Vaughn, could have asked her these questions bedside, asked the person that she was with, or just fucking waited, seeing that she was in active labor. I pray that this woman sues this hospital, and specifically that labor and delivery nurse, as she sat there nonchalantly ignoring the obvious pains of a Black woman in labor. I really do.
If you weren't aware, yes, statistically speaking, Black women, Black pregnant mothers, have a 2 to 3 times higher rate of, unfortunately, having some serious complications due to pregnancy. I learned this during my pregnancy, and I was shocked that it's honestly not talked about enough. And this is why that whole situation is extremely concerning, because she is at a higher risk. I mean, look at this list of things that could have potentially gone wrong. Organ failure, emergency hysterectomy, ICU administration, sepsis. No, it is not normal to put
patient paperwork over patients' lives. Because essentially you have two lives at risk now, not one person's life, two lives. And being a nurse, she should absolutely know these statistics, and this should have been handled differently. She should have took her immediately back. Someone else should have been helping her. The whole situation is honestly just disgusting. And I also heard that on that page, that woman put more updates. I had tagged her, I'll tag her again. But the whole situation is just very saddening, especially, you know, seeing a mother go through that.
By now, most of us have seen the video with the young lady in Dallas in labor and the nurse not even giving her the time of day, not showing any urgency to someone in duress going into labor, but she's more concerned about the paperwork. It wasn't about the paperwork, it wasn't about the paperwork. And when the mother talked about how they pulled into the emergency, the driveway, and the nurses were like, oh, the ambulance parked here. Where is the standard of care? Where is the emergency? Where's the human decency for someone who is in duress, who is going into labor, which is a very vulnerable time in someone's life? And this is what we talk about when we show that the statistics in the U.S. show that Black women, the mortality rate for Black women before, during, and after labor is very high. It's 3 times that of a white woman. And when we see this, we realize it's a systemic issue. Us watching the video behind our screens, we're in distress watching this video. And imagine watching someone showing no kind of care when in the medical setting we're supposed to have care for our patients. Where's that? Where's the human decency? And I want to talk to my fellow mental health clinicians. This is what, when patients come into the room and they talk about their symptoms being dismissed, they talk about lack of trust for the medical profession. We cannot dismiss those issues as mental health clinicians. This is why when I do trainings for people in healthcare, these are the things that I talk about. This scenario, we just happen to catch it on camera, but this is not an anomaly. This is something that happens every day. We just happen to see it one time. This is not an outlier. This is a lived experience for many people, and it's really scary to see. This could have turned out so disastrous for this young woman. It's heart-wrenching to see that someone could have such little care for another human being, but this is the world that we live in now. What happened to standard of care? What is the standard of care? Would she have had any other experience if she didn't look the way she looked? And you can't tell me you can't bring race into it, because this is an experience that happens over and over in the United States.
Okay, everybody, so that is it for the video clips. What do you think about what you just saw? Have you had any experiences going to a doctor where you felt you were neglected, there was no compassion, you were ignored, or the services just were poor? I have when I was younger before, but I've also had doctors who were good doctors, and 1 or 2 who I felt weren't good doctors. But this is a very real thing. You know, even Serena Williams talked about being mistreated or neglected when she was giving labor. And the only solution, I mean, look, some people are good, some people are bad, but Black women have to get in these positions, and men, but especially I'm sure it would be Black women who are OBGYNs. So Black women can come to someone that they feel safe with and who might, well, have more compassion, who isn't racist, you feel you can trust. I'm not saying there aren't Black doctors who cannot be neglectful or not bad, but overall, I mean, look, there are a lot of Black women who are going to Black women doulas, whatever, and they just feel more safer. Like they're not going to go through. You don't know who's racist. That's the thing. It's not something on someone's forehead. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know, and you get up in there and then things like this happen. Okay. And I just think it's a damn shame. I had said just recently that we call it racism, but the truth is it's just pure evilness, being evil, being an evil person. Yes, racism is real too. I'm just saying being evil. You got a number of people who are evil, demonic, evil running around, and you don't know who is who all the time. So I'm just hoping that she can sue and never go to their hospital again. Many people are seeing this hospital and might, if they can go somewhere else, go somewhere else. And or a lot of people actually want this woman to get fired. They're calling for her to be fired. She should not be a nurse or whatever. She lacks compassion, and she just did a piss poor job. What do you think about this? Okay, and have you had any experience like this before? And tell us about it in the comments section. And people are saying, oh, there needs to be better training and stuff. You can train someone all day long, but if someone is racist, you can't spot that at first. You don't know. They can pretend, and then they get up in there and they're operating on you and doing all types of stuff, or injecting you with stuff you don't even know. So it's scary, and that's why a lot of black people are like, look, we got to get in more positions in healthcare. Okay, so you can feel safe. Y'all have somebody to come to. So let me know, everybody, what do you think about this? And there are a number of doctors who are coming forward of all races who said this is just deplorable, unacceptable, and that this was horrible what happened to her, and that she should be more than likely fired. Okay, so let us know again what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell and click all notifications so you know when I'm live and when I'm uploading. You all take care. And you know what? Don't if you want to record, don't stop recording. You have a right to record if you feel that, something wrong is happening. You saw how she told one person, don't record, put your camera down type of thing. So, and now that this is on camera, she probably does have a case, being that her mother recorded it. So I hope that they win if they do decide to sue. Let us know what you think. Again, you all take care. Bye, everybody.